Hello everyone, my name is Muskan and I am a software engineer working at an agri-tech startup. In this video I want to talk about open source contributions and everything related to that. Okay, I am making this video right now because this is the month of October, and in the month of October there is an event called Hacktoberfest that goes on. The Hacktoberfest is an event that focuses on promoting open source contributions. So people who have not ever contributed to open source, even have contributed to open source, it helps in fueling their journey or kickstarting their journey. A lot of people think of Hacktoberfest as a way of getting swags, t-shirts, stickers. That might be a kind of motivation because that's why people like of Hacktoberfest have started that might be one of the motivations, but that should not ever be the real motivation, the main motivation for you to start contribute through Hacktoberfest. You should use the Hacktoberfest as a as a opportunity to get into open source, because open source can open so many doors for you as a developer, and can kickstart your growth so much as a developer and help you find some real world experience as well. Okay, so let's talk about this. I will be focusing on 2 to 3 questions in this video, clearing all of your doubts on if you want to after this video, if you want to get into open source, you will have a clear understanding of all the terms. How is it going to benefit you, how is it going to make people trust you, and what exactly it is and how can you get into it. Okay, so let's start with the first question, what is an open source. Let's start with an example. Firefox is a browser, all of you know. So a lot of companies, communities or products open source their code means they make it public. They upload it on, they have a repository on GitHub and they make it public means anyone in the entire developer community or anywhere in the world can access their code base, can go through in their entire code base, and there is no restriction. So this is what open source means, ki making your code public. Making your code public is the basic thing. Ki if anyone says my company is an open source company or my code base is open source, which means ki they have made their code public and it is accessible to anyone. First thing is that we will go through this entire video with the help of an example, so it will be easier for you to understand. So let's take the example of Firefox. Mozilla is a company and it has they have their code base open source. So they have their whatever code they have on their GitHub, that is their code repository is open source, which means it has public access, and any one of you can go ahead and search Mozilla Firefox GitHub and you will see their entire code base. You can go ahead, you can clone their repository and you can have their entire code base in your own system, in your own laptop, and you can go slowly you can go and navigate their code base. You can see what all features are there, what all have they written, and you do not need to navigate the entire code base right now. You can start with a small component. You can see that, hey, this feature is exciting to me, so you can go ahead and explore that one feature, see how their code is written, what language they are using, how can you add some feature, help them find some bug. So this is what open source is. Okay, so next, how can you get into open source? What is your role in a company, Firefox or some companies have open source their code. What is your role of how can you be benefited, or how can you benefit, help them or help yourself both through this open source thing? So whichever company has open source their code, what they do is they invite people to contribute to their code. So they have when you go to their GitHub repository page, they have a section. There is a section called issues, where they have listed that, hey, these are the bugs, these are the feature requests that is coming. That's how a real company also works. When a company, let's say there is some company, let's say Google, then there are a lot of products they have. When they have a product and how there are a lot of hundreds and thousands of engineers are working there, the company actually works like that there are feature requests from users, from product, and there are bug fixes. So engineers are assigned that, hey, this engineer SD1, SD2, SD3 is going to solve this problem, is going to work on this feature, is going to solve this bug. So that's how this open source thing also works. On their repository page there is a section called issues, where there are a lot of tags called good first issues, beginner friendly, and all of that. You can sort that bugs, feature requests. You can whatever interests you. If you are a very beginner beginner, you can select the tag beginner first issues, and you can go through them, you can explore, you can think about it. If you can then check that is there any issue that you are capable of solving. You can start by solving very small issues. It's not necessary that you are going to solve only check out only this Firefox. You can there are a lot of resources which will tell you which are small code bases that helps beginner developers to navigate. So there are issues. You then, let's say you pick a issue, a bug that's there in that's there listed in the issues section of that repository, let's say Firefox. You choose that, and then you clone their repository on your own system. You run that, and you see that if it is building and working on your own system, and then you go on to find that how you replicate that bug. And if you see that this bug is there, and you find a logic that you can solve this bug, you can replicate that feature, that request that is coming, then you can go ahead and solve that. But you, like, there is a master branch. You can if you have a little knowledge of Git, you actually, what you do is you check out to your own branch, and in that branch in that your GitHub branch, you actually make all the changes that you want, and you will raise a PR means pull request. Pull request means that you fixed a bug, you raised a pull request, which means ki the owners of that repository of that open source code review your code, and if that feels right to you, they will approve your request, and that can be merged to the master branch, and that issue will be solved for now. That is the first ideal case. The second case would be ki they will review your code, and there might be some issues which they did not find, that you have there are some mistakes in your code. They will add comments, you will see those comments, and then you will solve those comments, and then you will again ask them to review your code. If they find it well, they can approve it and get it merged in the master branch, which means Firefox from now on will have that piece of your code listed in their own repository, in their main code base. So that is how you contribute to an open source. Third thing is, how is it going to help you? Okay, so you raised a pull request, you solved one of their bugs, you added one of their feature requests, and it got merged to the master, which means now their main code base has your piece of code. How is it going to help you? You keep on doing this. You start with a very beginner friendly issue, you then start taking up feature requests and all of that. You start navigating to other code repositories as well, in your own tech stack, in different tech stack, whatever you want. So this process that I told you, this is the process that is followed in a company, in a real company, when you go in a in industry, and this is how the process is followed. So when you keep on doing these open source contributions, what you learn as a developer is how you work in a team, how you navigate such a huge code base or a small code base. You start with a small code base, you then navigate a huge code base. You start learning from others code, what you see other people's pull requests, you see other people's code, you learn how to read code, you learn how to make other people understand your code. You start writing code that is understandable and readable to other people. There are a lot of things that you can learn from this. Okay, so this is how it is going to benefit you. It is making you grow so much as a developer. You are going to learn a lot of real world skills. So this is what open source is how is open source going to help you, and this is from a personal point of view. And how is it going to help you get opportunities? So when you have contributed to a lot of open source, so let's say you have only chosen, you did a lot of research, you found that hey, this code base is interesting to me, it excites me. You go ahead and keep contributing to it for weeks, months, years, whatever is your timeline, whatever time you have, you keep contributing. You make it a habit to contribute to that code base, like you are doing your college work, if you are working in a company, or whatever your goal is, right? Once you keep doing that, when you add this in your resume, your portfolio, or whenever you are talking to some person and you tell them that hey, I have contributed to this open source code base, I have solved this much bugs, or have wrote this much code in this code base, then this is going to give the other person an impression that hey, this person has taken an extra effort, and he or she knows how to navigate a code base, how to work in a company, how to work in a team. So if I am working in a company right now, I have around 1 to 2 years of experience right now, and if some kid, college student or someone comes to me and say, hey Didi, I have contributed this code, I will instantly get an impression that hey, he or she knows how to work in a company, he or she knows how to write code, how to work in a team, how to make other people's code understand themselves, and all of those things. So this is how it is going to help you. So I hope this video helped you clear all your doubts about open source. If you have any other doubt, you can comment in the on this video, and I will reply whatever your doubt is, or maybe make another video if it is some doubt of yours. So I would suggest you start your open source journey from by exploring whatever code bases you find interesting. This is month of October and Hacktoberfest is going on. There is a lot of information and content, a lot of help there. If you want to start right now, a lot of people are ready to help during Hacktoberfest. A lot of communities are there. So I hope you start your open source journey. I hope this video helped you, and if you got this information, if you did not know already, consider liking, subscribing and commenting on this video. See you all in the next video. Bye.